Okay, I'm back. I gotta wait again for everybody to come back. What bullshit that was. Bitch unplugged my whole computer and disconnected me when I wasn't prepared for it. I didn't do what I needed to do to end the stream, so I hate this fucking realm. Creeps. So I guess it went up. I don't know. Now I'm all discombobulated. Now I gotta wait again. I don't know whether I should just call it and do it tomorrow. I don't even want to be in this place. The evil vibes in here. I come to this library like 2 or 3 times a week. She goes and just yanks it, tells me I can't have my shoes off in here. Like I'm not bothering anybody. Their floors are making my feet dirty. More than my feet are making their floors dirty. They're disgusting. They're not. I bet you they never even vacuumed in this place since it's been here. Well, we got one person back. HeIIh0le. I didn't even know. It was just getting so frustrating. I couldn't hardly get it back on. I don't know what the hell is going on. Of course, just as I was saying how I'm being gaslighted with everything, this girl here, hi, Dead Star Cave girl, thanks for coming back. This girl that works here, the library has all these different little programs and different things they do. So one of the things they started recently was doing like walks locally in this little area, just for like I don't know how long it was, like an hour. Yeah, it was an hour, and we walked all the way down like to the marina and back and everything. And nobody was showing up for it. So I went with her for like, I don't know how many times, like about four or 5 times I went, and I was the only one coming for these walks they had scheduled, because otherwise she didn't have anybody to go on a walk. But I must have said something during our walk, because now she's like not friendly to me anymore. I mean, she was here I said, yes, mommy, because she was, put your shoes on. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't. So I ain't got to find somewhere else to go. And she was just not being very nice to me. So she told me I could go use the other room. And there's a bunch of people in there where I can't have, like a space, because I get loud. I get excited. I can't be whispering to you guys. So I guess I'm not going to be able to come here. And as you can you see the light? That light is LED weaponized lighting, and I'm really affected by it. So I don't really want to keep coming back here, but I'm kind of forced to right now. And for whoever said about, just sweat it out, the whole point of coming here is so I could get out of the heat. It is so friggin' hot here. I don't have air conditioning going in my RV. It's like to come here to get, cooled off. Sometimes I go other places and just hang out, just like in the stupid market, just to get cool, because I'll die in there. It's so friggin' hot. And it's also moisture in there because of the propane and because of all the water damage. I probably got, we all have fungus in us, but I got hit really bad with a fungus back in the 80s when I was in Phoenix, which is a desert. And I don't know how I lived there for 3 fucking years, but I ended up getting coccidiomycosis, which is the deadly valley fever, and lost the left lobe of my lung. And I don't have any more lungs to offer up to the gods of fucking this sick world. So, I hope I don't get it again, but it is what it is. Hi, Ray, you came, you made it. All right. Send Ray some good vibes, everybody. He's going through some hard times, and he's got some kidney stones and stuff going on, and we're all going through all kind of shit they're doing to us. Sucks. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I'm already sweating my ass off. I come here figuring I'm going to get cool, and then I get told to sweat it out. That wasn't very kind when I'm trying to cool down and I'm like roasting. So it's like sweat in here and then go out and sweat some more out in the blasting heat, which is more than just your regular heat. I've been here over 7 decades following this heat. It's never been like this. I am feeling the friggin' radiation. Maybe most people are not tuned into that. They don't even know that that's what they're getting hit up with. Oh, thanks. I look like shit, really, but thank you. I'm in the process of cutting my hair, so I still have to hit it up with the clippers and stuff. So I'm not done with it. I'm halfway, like, in the process of fixing it, so it'll look better when I'm done. I mean, I do my hair myself, and I am a hairstylist. So, but look at this light. What it makes my hair look so bright white. My hair is like light blonde, and it's making it look blue because it is blue light. Can you see my skin is blue and everything? I look like shit in here. If you saw me in real life, I look a lot better. I always look bad on the screen. But thanks for the compliment anyway. I'd give you all haircuts and trims if you were here. I know the light is weaponized. I've known this for many, many years. I have been saving up for, I don't know, when did they come out with the LED bulbs that they were giving away for free? You know, whenever they give you something for free, you're the product. So they were giving out these light bulbs to everybody. It's free. So they could get them off of the incandescent bulbs so they could put their weapons in everywhere. Everybody thinks the LED is so cool for their plant, for everything, and it is not. In my eyes, it's not. Because I know of it being a weapon. So anyway, I was saving up all these incandescent bulbs, all these different sizes and different wattages, all the way from, 25 and even less than that, up to 100. So most of the time I used 40 watts for most things. When I lived in houses, I had these different, I brought all my bulbs, took all their bulbs out, put all my bulbs in. Then when I moved, I took them all back out and put theirs back in, and then I leave. Even whenever I stay in like a hotel or a motel, I take their lights out and put my lights in, and then when I leave, I switch them back again. So anyway, in this process of trying to break down my storage unit, my daughter took all my saved up incandescent light bulbs to the Value Village, to the thrift store, and gave it to them. And then when I called them and told them that was a mistake and I wanted them back, they went and looked for them and said, okay, we'll put them aside for when you come down. And then when I went down there, they pulled some other friggin' box that was full of all these little floodlights that you could get anywhere for like 50 cents or something. Crappy floodlights that I don't need. So I lost all those. I mean, that would have been, just itself would have been like a form of, I could use them to trade or something with. They would be like worth for bartering or something. They were, like a currency. You found 30-watt ones? I don't know if I ever saw 30-watt ones. I'm surprised they even had those, because it usually goes from 25 to 40. So why would they make 30 if it's so close to 25? And I know they made lesser ones. I think they were like 7 watts maybe. Oh, you're in Australia? Okay. But they're used bulbs on eBay. They're not new ones, because they're calling these new ones. You can still, I think those little decorative little bulbs that are like a low wattage, they're not very high, but they're like accent lights. Those ones are the only ones I think you could still get, and they'll probably, once they probably will quit making them. They probably just use up what stock they have. Okay, El Sharpo says the guy at Home Depot said government employees came in and took in. Oh, really? I believe that, because I was wondering if they were going to just keep selling them until they were gone. But obviously, what you're saying is that if they did that, they pulled them off, so we can't have them. So that there proves right there that it's a weapon, right? Are they full size ones? Are they like 40 or 60-watt ones? I also got some of those reveal kind that are supposed to be like full spectrum, but I didn't quite trust them. They didn't feel like, I mean, I don't think they were part incandescent, and I think they were like a number 2 or something like that. The girl who bought them from me, she gave me $70, I think it was, for a box. I had like 10 boxes and whatever. So she bought them all from me. She had forget what it was. She was hospitalized and everything, and then she couldn't have the LED lights. But in her research, she found the kind that I had were okay for what her condition was. I forget. I think she had a brain injury or something. I don't remember. But I ended up selling off all of those. They're called Reveal, but they weren't the like blue like LED lights. There's a certain number on them, and she knew what to look for, and I had them. So, because I researched so much stuff, and I've avoided so many things. I'm going to bring in my next live. I meant to bring it. I don't have it with me today, but I have like 3 full pages of all the things I avoid that people just take for granted. They think they're fine. They don't even realize that these things are no good for us. I mean, I could name off some of them, but I have literally 3 pages because I thought, oh, I'm going to start a list of all the things I avoid, like the fluoride and the this and the that. I don't use deodorants. I don't use the soaps. The only kind of, occasionally I use, I buy Aleppo soap, which comes from, is he here? Did Okie leave? Oh God, I can't think of the place, the city or town. They make it in, but it's in another part of the world, and they usually cure them for like a year. 9 months at least is the minimum. So it's 9 months to a year. They cure the soap before they sell it. So I got some of that, and there's actually a little store that carries stuff like that. I get turpentine there. I get like 4-ounce bottle of turpentine for cheap, like $10 or something like that. It's not turpentine from the hardware store that people think, oh, it's turpentine is literally essential oil of pine. It comes from the pine tree. People don't even know what they're arguing about. They got all these debates. See, the system did that. They got people fighting about the turpentine, and Owen's channel was great for that. Owen mentioned it because he gets his information from other people like me, and then he puts it out there, and he doesn't even know what he's defending or putting down or anything. He just blah blah blah, whatever. LED lights have a motherboard in them. I wouldn't doubt it. I probably would guess that's probably right. I mean, everything's like a motherboard. Like if you read the what's his name was here before, I forget what his name. He said he left me the link. So I think he put it under my last video. I didn't see. Did anybody see what he wrote on there? I can't remember his name now, but he was the actual guy from the what I was promoting earlier, where I was telling you that I couldn't pass the link on, and he said he put it up there, and it was his channel from his Substack, F8. Shoot, I think I have it written down somewhere, but look under my last, I don't know if he put it under this video, the last video, one of my last videos. Just look and see if he put the link there, and then watch that video, because there was no way I could copy. I copied the link and I tried to put it in. It didn't go through in emails. I couldn't get it to come up anywhere on my channel or anything. I could not share that link. So, and it did say in there, it says this is not, I'm not able to, but I didn't know that was him that was actually here. So that's good that he was here. I'm glad, because he actually subbed to my channel. So thank you. Thanks everybody for subbing. You use pine turpentine soap. See, And they think that turpentine's so bad. It's not the turpentine that's bad. There's turpentine in there. It even says it on the can. It says that it has it in there. It's the pine tar. Um, but it's the other chemicals that they stick in there to strip the paint. It's not the turpentine itself. It's the other chemicals, just like cigarettes. It's not the tobacco that's bad. It's all the ingredients and chemicals and shit, the poison and toxins that they put in with the cigarettes. Plus, the burning paper probably doesn't help. Yeah, I don't really. Maybe you can explain the flicker rates, Ray. I mean, I'm sure you know that it's hypnotic, like the TV too. You know, whenever they have those countdowns and all those things flashing on the TV, that's hypnotic. They're sending, hypnosis out, and not in a good way. See, these lights are really hurting my eyes. Look at me with these. Could I be a cop, a lady cop? Okay, all you guys, let's round you all up. Take you in. I'll tase you. You listen to me or I'll fucking tase you. You see what the cops are doing to people? It's crazy. I had another cop come, but he was actually pretty cool. This is a different cop that I don't think I interacted with him. There's one cop here that's targeting me. The other cops are pretty cool, but he came and knocked on my door yesterday. After I just got back with my daughter, I was changing my clothes, trying to get into something cool, putting on my linen. I wear linen. Linen actually protects you from the radiation, which linen comes from the flax plant. So I'm in there changing my clothes, and he knocks on the door. He goes, "Blaine police." I go, "Okay, just give me a minute." And then I go, whoever's house I was parked in front of called the cops because I'm in. Like they think they're so entitled. These people think that they own the fucking street, like they own the road and everything. Just because they have a house there doesn't mean they own the whole property. They don't even own their house. They don't know that though. I mean, they have a right to tell me not to go in their yard, but they can't tell me not to go on the sidewalk or in the road. But they do. They call them up, and the cop goes. He's like, he says, "I just have to come and do it." They call. We got to go out and tell. Interact with the person that they're reporting. He says it's fine. I didn't have to leave. So I did not leave right away. I stayed there on purpose. And I sat there like this so they could see me. Because I knew they were watching me now because they said they saw me throw out some water that I was rinsing out a coffee cup and I threw out some water. They made an issue out of that. They said I was throwing trash out there. You guys know I do not. I am not a litterer. In fact, everywhere I park, I clean up around me because I don't want to have to look at it myself. And it's my way of, thanking the universe or whatever you want to call it for having a place to stay, a place to park. Now now it's doubly hard to find a place to park because they're making it so they're changing the zoning shit, like so you can't park anywhere around the whole park where I was parking. Now I have to deal with the sun and try to find a place in the shade. So I pulled up to that spot because there was a tree there and it had some shade where I could stop and change my clothes. So I said, I just came back from the park up there where my daughter, the Peach, they know what the Peace Arch Park is. It's at the Canadian border. So like I come on one side, on the American side, and my daughter comes and meets me there, but she's not allowed to go outside. I can go anywhere I want in that big park, but she can't because she came from Canada and she has to show all her passport and all that stuff, but she didn't go through. Like it's a way to avoid having to like wait in these big long lines because it's like an hour sitting in there with the baby in there, and like it was just too hot. She says her air conditioning isn't really working all that well. So I got to see my grandson yesterday. So let's see what you guys are saying. So that was really nice to see my grandson, and every time he comes I can make him laugh so hard. It's just really good. My daughter says he doesn't respond to anybody like he responds to me. So that's cool. Okay, let me see. Okay. Okay. Like a computer screen. Okay, this is the flicker rate you're talking about. 40 hertz to 60 hertz is the rate. Yeah, and that's the deadly thing, that the 60 hertz, and oh God, I don't even know. It's just, I don't know. Tony Pantaleresco talked about that a lot. The 60 hertz thing, how harmful and damaging it is. You smoke non addictive tobacco. It's I don't know if the tobacco is addictive or if it's just the additive stuff that they put in. Well, I still smoke cannabis, but I don't get it from these dispensaries now at all. I don't trust it. I don't know if they're adding graphene or whatever they're doing or not. The only thing I have gotten there lately, a friend of mine bought me last week, my friend from the farmer's market, uh, he bought me a syringe of the RSO. But I smoke the cannabis is an expectorant that it makes you cough out like the mucus, and like I eat a lot of fat, like I drink a lot of raw milk and cream, and on purpose, like to get the fat. I want the fat. I don't, these people that are cheating themselves out of health by getting non-fat milk or low fat, 2%. It's like, okay, send me your cream and you can have the rest of the crap of the pasteurized, homogenized milk, which I don't drink. I get raw milk. So I'm lucky to have access to that. So whenever I do use the cannabis, I have my big water bong, so it's like filtered through the water a bit. I put the turpentine right into my water bong. It's a big, heavy glass bong that I've had for like years. It's just I hope it doesn't break. It's still, I mean, it's really strong glass. So I put dropperfuls of the turpentine right into the water. It collects up all the residue in there, so when I spill it out, um, then it carries it out with it. So then, whenever when I do smoke the cannabis, it triggers that mechanism to make me cough because it is an expectorant, and all the fat and mucus has collected up the toxins that I'm detoxing out every day. I am detoxing out what I had yesterday. And plus, I avoid most of the stuff most people are just keeping in their body, filling it up with all these toxins, and then wondering why they're sick. In your blood is your lifeline, right? That's where your health is, in your blood. If your blood is dirty, you're going to have all these symptoms of disease. They call disease, and all that's what it is. It's basically you just being toxic from the stuff you're ingesting. You got to keep getting this stuff out of you, and that's one way of getting it out. So it also comes out through my skin, and so that, I forget the guy's name that was in here. He's from FM8. It's called, is the channel, and you'll wherever he left it, it'll be there. And watch that. It's worth watching, guys, because he talks about the Morgellons and how that's a weaponized thing out there. People don't know that. So I don't know. I mean, they're showing some of the older stuff, like showing the fibers in there, but I don't see the fibers in mine anymore unless I can't see them. I should be able to see them under the jeweler's loupe. It's like a little magnifying glass, that the jewelers use to look at the gems. I have that. I don't have my full on microscope too, but I think you could see them under like 40% magnification. You don't even need it to be 100%. So you don't need the best microscope. I mean, you're going to see other stuff, but you can see that nano is self-assembling. We all have operating systems in us, whether you believe it or not. And just because you're not manifesting the Morgellons, I don't know if it's because I'm detoxing so much, so I'm constantly taking this crap out of me. But, they're just, you can, I don't think you can break it down just by detoxing it or like fasting and stuff like that, because the nanotech is, the nano has to do with the size, because that means it's really, really tiny, but that can pass through the blood-brain barrier. But you have to do certain things, like Tony talks, they have the nano, the anti-nano bucket and the triangle made with copper coils going around it, and you plug it in and it's like a circuit. So you need something like that to work with it and break it down. And I'm not set up for that now. I had them, but you have to be able to plug it in, and I have no place to plug it in. I was using it for a while when I could afford still to stay like in a motel or something like that, but I can't afford that now, and whatever. Oh, tobacco kills COVID. Oh, that's good to know. Now you're saying our coronavirus, there is no virus. I don't believe there's a virus. This is something, maybe they call it a virus, but it's not a virus in the classic sense. There is no viruses. These are all things, just weaponized technology that they're using. It's not, I don't know. And a lot of the virologists are quitting their profession because they know it's bullshit. Yeah, the light is weaponized. Fluorescent was for mental schools. Oh my God. That fluorescent light that's probably what this is considered. I don't know if it's just LED or what, but you can't, I can't see through it to see what it looks like, if it's coiled or if it's just a straight bar or anything, because it's got like a finish that you can't see through it. So that's why I don't even want to be in this light. So I got to find somewhere else to do my live streams. I like the where I go when I'm down in Bellingham. The library down there has a big room. Like the last live stream, not today, but the last live stream I did the other day, whenever it was, and I have a whiteboard behind me that I can use. It's a big room. It's air conditioned. And the other thing that I noticed, that when I was in there, air conditioning was set on 74 degrees, and I was burning up hot. And I just came from outside where the temperature there was allegedly 74 degrees. So outside I was getting burnt. I felt internally on fire from the radiation. So it was way hotter than 74 degrees. So I go inside and it's 74 degrees and it's nice and cool and I'm comfortable. So you can't tell me that that's normal, or that's like, it's not, they're not the same 74 degrees. Because the one is, radiation, heat, that I did not feel when I was inside the library in the air conditioned room. But air conditioning in itself, and any kind of forced heat or forced anything, what's blowing through the system is going to have all kind of shit and ever. Okay, so I got to go forward here. I'm missing some, getting behind here. Okay. I don't know. How did that go back? Because I read these and I thought I was ahead, but then it somehow now why is this repeating? Okay, here's Jake. It's illegal to buy raw milk for human consumption in Wisconsin, where I'm at. I just go to the farmers and source the product. Well, I would go straight to the farmers, which is what I do when I travel around the country. I just go to all the farms. And that's how when I ended up in jail, and when I was in St. Augustine, Florida, I was outside of a dairy farm, and I went there in the evening, and they said they didn't have any raw milk that I could get, but they said come back in the morning. So I went and parked on the country road down there, and the cops came and fucked with me and took me to jail. Motherfuckers, I spent 9 days in that jail. Man, I'll tell you, that was torture. Talk about torture. What they did to me and shit in there, it was awful. I mean, just the fact that they took me there at all, because I'm waiting to get raw milk. I mean, the cops are militarized. I have the book. I haven't been keeping up with reading it, but it's the militarization of the police force that started back in the turn of the century, like the early 2000s, when they started. You see how different the cops are now than what they used to be. It's like, like papers, please. They want your ID for everything, and we don't have to give our ID. Yeah, the weather is completely manipulated, and we are lied to about the weather in general, for sure. I have been watching this for all these years, that, and I'm able to, aside from observing it and witnessing it, then when I started watching the changes, that people were born into it and didn't know it was any other way. So I can't blame people for not knowing, but they don't want to listen to me when I've been here like for 40 years longer than they have. I mean, imagine what you're going to know in 40 years. You like 30-year-olds that, and Jake, he's only like 16. Are you 16 or 19, Jake? He's really young, but it's great to see somebody so young that's so awake, open to this stuff that he was born into it. Yeah, they probably will start selling us cans of air. Remember that cartoon where the guy was, or I don't know if it was a cartoon or an actual, I think it was an actual thing where the guy was selling cans of air. Are you know of St. Augustine? Yeah, because the people that were there, the girls that were like local to that area, they were literally trying to get their charges worsened, like adding more charges to their already, so they could get out of that St. Augustine County jail. They would rather go to prison than be in that jail. This is what I learned in there from the girls that are in there. It was awful. And how I got in there, it's just like, it was a 45-minute drive. I'm out in the country. And they came and messed with me on a country road. I wasn't bothering anybody. They wanted me to move because I was on a bend, some bullshit excuse to make me move somewhere else. I said, I don't really need to move. Nobody's been coming by here. Nobody's going to run into me. I'd already been there for hours. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. And I just had a couple more hours to go before I could go get my milk. But no, they got to come and fuck with me and go through all my shit. They don't even have a warrant. I mean, I had a case, but I just don't want to hook myself into the system and let them abuse me even more. It's like I just got to bear through it and hope I get out of this friggin' hellhole soon. Somehow we're trying to figure out ways of, shoot, look what that did to my hair. Ah, see, there's static in here. The static, look at this. Holy shit. So and then plus they tow my car. I got to pay for towing, for storage, for all those days. My friend from Gainesville came and got my car out of this impound, and so it was accumulating $100 a day or whatever it was, and I had to pay all these hundreds of dollars. It was just awful, that what the stuff that I went through in there. I couldn't eat the food. You see how strict I am? I couldn't eat, and they're telling me, you better eat something. I was giving away my food, so my plate was usually empty. I might have had a couple bites of like fruit or something that felt fairly safe, but because a few of the trustees that worked in the kitchen told me that they bring in big bags that, and I told this to somebody else, to a guy that, he says that's true, because he did I think air conditioning or some kind of, they keep the air conditioner on like nonstop in there. You're freezing cold all the time in there, in the jails. So that she said on the bags, it literally says not fit for animal or human consumption on the bag. And that's what they feed there. And he said they also do that in the jail, not just the jails, but in the military. That's what they feed these poor vets that went through all this. I'm glad some of them are finally saying, please don't thank me. Do not thank me for my service, please. They're the ones I trust and feel like they're honest. These people that allow people to thank them for their service. Too bad if there's somebody in here that's a vet. I hope that you do this too. If it was some bullshit they put you through and you didn't realize it, at least admit it, that you didn't know any better. You were ignorant and you just, but then for people to keep on going, do they really not know that they were being used for whatever. You know, they're guarding the poppy fields instead of being in these, which is probably better than them going off and killing people. But I've seen some stuff and heard some stuff that it's like, it's just so bad. It's awful. Yeah, we got to get out. We got to figure out some kind of plan or something. But I think the more we keep talking about it and brainstorming and getting our input together and not stay focused on just one thing and get different perspectives from different people, it'll help us to formulate something. And then, you know, people will start getting clicks. That's why I think if you keep your body as clean and pure as possible and not put so many toxins in it and keep detoxing it out. Like I fast for like, well, I'm back down to like 14 hours a day, but I was up to like 20 hours a day and then just had like a 4-hour window where I ate, and I only ate a very little bit. I didn't eat like some people. I think it's like they gouge themselves and then they don't, like they, like this friend of mine told me, a friend of hers said, oh, she's doing the same thing. And after she told me what she did, she could eat anything she wanted and just like eat garbage food, you know, fast food, just crap for, you know, 6 hours and then not eat again till the next day and do the same thing over. That is not fasting. They're full of shit if they think that's fasting. This is just people deluding themselves thinking that they're healthy when they're not. You know, I've been in the health business or whatever you want to call it for, you know, 50 years. So I've been watching all these trends and stuff and watching, you know, like, thank God I never fell for all these, you know, crazy like veganism and vegetarianism and all the way back to whatever crazy diets that people are doing. So I just tell people, just the best thing I think people can do, rather than prepping and saving up all these garbage foods that aren't good for you, all these grains and pasta and rice and beans and all this packaged food, and that's just feeding their addiction. They're like a drug addict. They need their supply. So when the famine comes and everything gets cut off, they're going to be, you know, they think, what happens if the whole grid is down, or there's no electricity? How are you going to cook all this food? You know, I mean, granted, you could maybe, who knows? I don't even know if I'll ever be able to get propane or not. But I'm like trying to minimize whatever I put in my body and trying to eat the best of whatever I can. I draw the line at natural food. If I pick up something and it's in 8 out of 10 products, and if you start reading those labels, you're going to see how much natural food is in there now. And that started going in 2020, I think. So I've been watching this because, like I said before, it was artificial flavor. And then all of a sudden they put the natural flavor in and they put big banners on, no more artificial flavor. So you don't notice that natural flavor is in there. And Soylent Green, the movie from the 70s, you know, that was, you know, saying that it's people that were eating people. That movie was set in the year 2022. Right now. We're in it. Rice. Wait, nice, it's cold in the cell, so you're being slowly drained of it. Wait, what is that? What are you saying there, Jake? Uh, it's cold in the cell. Right. You mean in the jail cell. I thought you meant the cells of our body or something. Okay. I forgot I was talking about that. Okay. Oh, hi, collecting. No, I didn't get arrested. I was talking about when I was arrested when I was in Florida. And then it took 9 days because my daughter was trying to send money through my friend to get to me, which well, for two reasons: because it came from another country and it had a clear, and it was also a different type of currency. It wasn't in US funds, it was in Canadian funds. So, you know, it had to go through a lot of different things, and my friend had to run it through his bank and all this stuff. So it took that long, and then he came over and got my car out of captivity. And then he came and picked me up when I got out. He had to come 2 times from Gainesville to St. Augustine. I don't know how far that was, a couple hours, I think, or something. So Brandon is saying, Soul Trap, we are not soul man. We are spirited man. We we are blowing this joint. Yep. We're out of here. If we keep saying it and believing it and stuff, it will draw things to us. But I'm noticing how this system, the more we are talking about this and coming together, that how they're trying to keep, just like what just happened right now with all this shit that happened, that I had to start all over again. And I couldn't get the thing to shut down. The bitch pulled out my plug without me shutting anything down. She had no right to do that. And then she starts reprimanding me on not having any shoes on. You know, I don't fit in this place. I don't fit in this fucking world, not just this library, but just the whole world in general, because I do not do what I'm told, you know. And oh, so the other thing I noticed about her was, I must have, on one of our walks, I started to say, I must have said something to her because she's acting not very friendly to me. And then I noticed that, because like I said, I come in here 2-3 times a week, and she had earrings on, them earrings, like hanging down. So I don't know what that means, but I don't know, maybe I said something about that. I don't know, you know, I just talk normally and honestly, and she got triggered by something I said. I'm sure, because I could tell by her whole attitude changed toward me. She used to be really friendly to me, and now she's not. Now, I don't believe in the dry fast. Sorry, dude. I don't. That is not going to help. You need to be, that's the whole point, is that you need to be hydrated. Dehydrating yourself is not going to help anything. That is just going to make matters worse. So you might want to look more into that. I don't know where they put that out there, because they want you dry fasting. They do not want you to have salt, and they don't want you to have salted water. They want you to hurt yourself. And then they'll tell you to take all kind of supplements and stuff, because they're being supplied by the same ones who supply all the drugs to all the people who are sick, and not realizing that they can fix their symptoms on their own without having to even go to doctors. Doctors are making things worse. They might appear to be helping at first. You know why? Because they stop the symptoms of detox. They stop your symptoms. You think you're getting better, when you need to go through that. I'm going through a lot of detox. I'm heavy hard into detox, and I feel like shit a lot of the time, most of the time, because I'm really heavy into it right now. So you don't think you're going to fast and detox and feel better immediately. I've been doing this detox I've been detoxing and fasting on, you know, like for years, like about 7 years back. But lately I've been doing it more intensely in the last couple years. So I'm feeling worse, way worse, because it's taking it from all parts, like of stored toxins. It's in your blood, and the plasma hydrates you at the cellular level. Most people are not hydrated at that level, especially not vegans. The vegans are like literally killing themselves. They'll be dead in their early 50s. Watch and see what happens. This kind of veganism just kicked off in like the last 10 years or so. You know, I mean, some people did it earlier, but a lot of them are stopping and, you know, telling people that they realized what was happening. So listen to the ones that used to be vegans, and let them tell you the story. And they personally went through it. I never fell for it. I didn't go for vegetarianism, none of that stuff. And I don't eat a whole lot. And probably my worst thing I do is, you know, the sugar thing, which is feeding the fungus. The biofilm is on everybody, and it's trapping all, you know, the heavy metals that are sprinkled on us daily, and it's in the soil, it's on the grass. I don't even know how good it is to go barefoot in the grass. You know, I know you're like connecting to the earth, but you got to go through all these heavy metals and everything, that they're coming from every which way. But the chemtrails are part of the Morgellons whole thing, and people don't realize it. They think, oh, she's got Morgellons or they got Morgellons. Everybody has it. Don't think you're an exception. Everybody's at effect. I'm probably at effect, maybe in some ways more so because I'm so pure. My body is so much more pure than most people because I avoid so much. Wait till I read my list off for you. Like some of you know about it. Yeah, I'm questioning the whole soul thing. Like they want us to believe all these things about ourselves that aren't true. So, okay, Jake says, notice how all humans talk shit about hospital food, school food, and prison food, yet they can't and won't make the connection. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It is ubiquitous. It is everywhere. Now, maybe it's worse in jail because you don't have a choice there. But these people, like you're saying, have a choice, but they still choose to do it. And then these very people making fun of drug addicts when they're every bit a drug addict as anybody on the street just because they're homeless and have less access to good food, that they think they're better than them. Everybody's an addict, whether you think so or not. If you're eating the system's food, you are an addict. You're just not showing all the signs of it. But then you can't fast for 3 days because you need those chemicals in your system, just like any drug addict needs the drug in their system. It's all chemical based. And I'm an ex-heroin addict, so I'm talking from my own experience. Oh, God. What the hell, man? I keep getting all these friggin' pop-ups. And then people don't want to listen to me. They want to just keep going on their merry little way and stuff. I mean, even my good friends, you think they see me, they know how I eat. They offer me, here, you want it? No, thanks. I'm good. Everywhere I go, I get offered food and I have to deny it. Occasionally I might, have, like, I was at my friend's house. I had like some berries and cream, which was, not that all that bad. Like, but I don't eat a whole lot of fruit. I eat a little bit of fruit, but not a whole lot. Oh, here we go. We got Jared's here now. Hi, Infinity Curds. How you doing? Yeah, there was somebody in here just spying in here, weren't they? Like, what are you doing? I don't know how much. I don't think they can hear me. Like when I had it plugged in outside, the door is cracked like a little bit. So I can't plug it out there. I have to have the artificial fucked up weaponized lighting on me. And I had to put my shoes on. And what else did she say? Oh, you this, you that. Okay. I said, okay, mommy. She knew that was a fucking direct hit on her. She knew it. And I wanted her to know it because her attitude's been like this for like a couple weeks now. And I could tell just by the way she treats me. So I've been kind of going. She used to always help me when I came in. Now I'm going to the other people because I don't want to deal with her. I can feel her. I'm so intuitive and everything. I can feel their hatred energy coming at me. It's like I got to come in with shields and shit now. Literally to avoid the fucking dang, the hate arrow is coming at me. Yeah, I know it's good to laugh at them, Jake. Oh, on the googly eyes? Meanwhile, they're Googling me. Well, look how fucking fat they are. There's this lady at the church where I go. These people with their holier than thou shit. She like shot her fucking hate arrows at me. And I said, you're lucky I don't try to shame you like you just tried to shame me. Because she is huge. She is the elephant in the room. She is so big. And these are Christians that think they're so better than everybody else. Meanwhile, they're talking about how everybody's like sinners. Her sin is literally showing. I mean, gluttony is a sin. It's one of the 7 sins, isn't it? Gluttony. And it's literally showing on her. She weighs like 400 pounds or something, 300 and something for a woman. Like my height, I'm like 5'6", and I weigh 142. And that's the other thing I found out I have in common with Tesla, because some of you know my Tesla story about that, right? How many things I have in common with Tesla. I can tell you if you don't know. I don't know if people do it. You're crying? What are you crying about? Yeah, big baby. Okay, you saw the recap of Jumanji you sent Brandon, and it was on point. You got to see Adventure Time 1. Adventure Time one of these days. It's insane, the truth. I don't watch any movies or TV or shows of any kind. I don't. I haven't been. I never was into it. Even the movies I did go to. I think the last movie I went to was the Truman Show, I think. I don't know which one came first, Truman Show or The Matrix. But that's the last couple movies that I saw. And that's it. The one Matrix movie, not anymore after that, just that one. So I don't get all the programming. So like I said, I avoid so many stuff that I don't get the programming. Yep, everything's an inversion. It's weird. When I first started seeing like a lot of this, especially back in like 2019, like right before, when the first signs of the scamdemic started surfacing and people were wearing the masks, and I went out in public and saw, I was kind of staying inside and away from the public. And then I went out, I was literally in shock. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It's like, what am I looking at? It was like already the zombies were there in front of me, like, and it's like, oh no, what's happening, man? What's happening to mankind? I mean, I was always questioning it, but then it led up to that because I hadn't been out for so long and amongst people, I didn't realize this was happening. And then it just hit me really hard when I saw it. And I said, people are falling for this shit. Okay, look at your comment you sent on the community post on Jumanji. I sent a clip of when Finn and Jake opened the, what is that word? Acronym? I don't know what that word is. To see the map of the multiverse. I don't know, where would that comment be? I don't even know what you're talking about because like I said, I don't know movies. Like I listen to Casey at Enter the Stars because he does all that, and Matt, they do their movie breakdown decodes and stuff like that. So I learn about, the truth drops in the movies and stuff like that without having to go and be programmed and hypnotized and at effect by whatever frequencies they're putting out. On top of that, on top of getting the subliminal messages that are coming at us, you're getting hit also through your eyes with the frequencies, with the light, all these fucking weapons coming at you. It's like I just avoided it all. I just knew intuitively to avoid a lot of things. I've been lucky in that way because I've always been clairsentient. So I feel things at a deep level, like more than clairaudient or clairvoyant. I'm clairsentient. And now I'm becoming more and more claircognizant as I keep detoxing and fasting and clearing out, not putting so much poison and toxins and all that stuff into my body. I'm just becoming more and more claircognizant. I'm seeing things people just do not see yet. Yeah, sound too, of course. Yeah, the frequencies are hitting us all over the place in all kinds of ways. And I'm probably more sensitive to it because I'm more aware of it. So people just blow it off. They think tinnitus is some kind of, health issue when it's literally the frequencies and stuff hitting us. And doctors can't do anything about this. They don't even know about it, let alone be able to do it. They can't even do anything about things that are non like nano and non frequency wise. You can't treat that like through with antibiotics and shit, which is not good to begin with. Antibiotic anti-life, is that what it means? Yeah, stick anti-life into you. Yep, the 420 versus 432. Do you know, Brandon, do you know when that switchover occurred? Because I tried to look it up, but I could not find it. And I even asked somebody who did, you know, how they do they have channels that they listen to it and they're talking about, you know, the pitch, you know, like the auto tune and the pitch corrector and all the different stuff that they're using now to alter the sound. Like people are going to so-called live concerts and they're lip syncing. They're not even hearing them and their nuances of the human voice that makes it rich and everything. Even if they make a little mistake here and there or go off key or whatever, they got to pitch correct it and do all this auto tuning. Then it's not the same, you know. So I was just wondering if anybody knew when. Hi, Forever Flowers. How you doing? Thank you. It started in Italy? Really? Huh. But you don't know what year it was? Or like, you think it was around the 80s and 90s? A lot of music, the truth came out in the 80s music. I think it was before that, though. I think it was probably in the 60s. I mean, I don't know that for sure, but that's my guess. Probably um 70s, maybe. I don't know. But I don't know. Something tells me that even, I don't know. I really don't know, so I don't want to say, but I'm guessing it's been quite a while, and that is done on purpose. That's another weapon right there, like to make us uneasy in our own body, in these friggin' robots we're in, whatever. It just makes us uncomfortable because it doesn't resonate with our natural thing, and they've changed this human resonance so much. I mean, what is it normally, 7.83 or something like that? And what frequencies are we getting normally? I mean, the new normal, not what it used to be normal. See, when I was here from the 50s, so I can compare it where a lot of you guys don't even know what it used to be like before we had all this shit. You don't always have something to compare it to other than people like me telling you what it used to be like or what you read or hear. But I lived it. I actually witnessed it or observed it or felt it or whatever. And it's just I'm so uncomfortable in this body. I can't wait to get out of it. I mean, I still take good care of it. So while I'm in it, I feel like I'm doing the best that I can and trying to keep my blood clean, because that is our life, is our blood. And any of these symptoms that we're having that they're calling diseases are from dirty blood. If you clean your blood, you're gotta, you're better off. In my opinion, I don't know. You notice I don't tell anybody. I don't really tell you what to do, what you should do. I'm telling you what I do, what I've experienced, and the things I've tried. One of the newest things I've tried. See, I can't tell you this because then YouTube will tell me, it's misinformation and I'm not a doctor and da 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 da. But I do have a degree in cosmetology, which is in health and well-being, and as a massage therapist and all the things I've done and helped people, plus my own experience being an addict and coming through that onto the other side and being able to help other people. I was sponsored for girls, and I also ran group therapy for the rehab I went through. I went back and helped the other addicts that were coming out of there and stuff like that. And I met other people coming in, like Hollywood Henderson. You know him? He was from I don't know when it was, 80s. He was there. Tried to pull me in the bed with them. So this was in Southern California. So I'm just trying to express what I've gone through and my own experience. So one of the things I did lately to help with some of these cuts that I got from the Morgellons, I started adding into my regular salt water that I use. I added little pinches of Epsom salts, because you know how, like, even Look Out for Charlie, talked about how doing the Epsom salt baths, you need like a couple pounds per bath. And I was doing that when I was down in Florida in my friend's bathtub, but they had well water and it was like rust. I don't know. And somebody was saying rust is a form of fungus. And so anyway, that seems to be drying them out and healing them up. Just putting like a little bit of the Epsom salts, which is magnesium sulfate. And I've also was starting to get cramps. So I was thinking that the magnesium would help with the cramps too. So what have you been seeing? What have you been seeing, Brandon? You said you've been seeing something. I don't know what you're talking about. So I missed something back here. Let me go back a little bit. Okay, I had this pop-up. I did this before and it worked a lot better. Where is it? Pop-out chat. Okay, then I have to move it over. Wait a minute. So is this blocking me? I don't know. You guys could probably see me, but I can't see myself. So, okay, now I have that chat up on a bigger chat so that the thing's not blocking it. Okay, totally what you expected seeing, and I don't know what you're talking about because I missed something back here. All right, Jake says it shows 6-9 spirals, and when they zoom into their location, it's a sphere inside a cube that contains their universe. What is this about that you're talking about? I missed something here. The map of the multiverse, Adventure Time, Cartoon Network. Oh, this is what they're showing kids, you're saying. To get them programmed for the program. Okay. All right, now. Okay, it's hard to describe with that. You're getting dependent on those whiteboards now. You're going to have to start doing a whiteboard detox. How could that possibly be shown in a children's TV show? Also, that show taught me what Jared calls the samadhi state. They're showing that in kids shows. See, I don't watch kids shows. I never read comic books. I never got into that. I never did any video games. The only video game I did was like Pac-Man or something. That was the end of my videos. That was it. I never really even did that. I just did it to try it or something, but I've never done that. I've never done porn. These are all the things I've avoided. Just imagine how that porn affects you. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And how many potential relationships are ruined because of that when they get together and they're, going, and then they just can't compete with the other visuals and the stuff that they're doing that's not normal. We can discuss it on the panel Saturday. Yeah, okay. Well, you remember it. And I'm hoping to get Amy on, that girl that I invited over, and then she didn't get the notice either. She subbed to your channel. So anybody that's interested that wants to go to Brandon's channel, which is the Journey Point Home, and then we're going to have on Saturday, it's going to be 10 a.m. my time, Pacific Standard, 12 p.m. Central Standard, and then 12 p.m. and then 1 p.m. on the East Coast. Carrie says you need to paint a picture with words. Good. I hope she's okay. I wasn't trying to put any demands or anything. I was just curious why she wasn't at any more of the panels, and I haven't heard from her or anything. So I hope she's good. And I said that in the comments I was trying to send you, but you see, like, even that one I sent you that you did answer, then I look and half of it was gone. I'm just getting it everywhere. Everywhere I go, I'm getting, gaslighted and gang stalked or whatever. And then the fucking noise campaign. everywhere I go, it's like, as soon as I need, to do anything, then everything fires up. The weed whackers, the lawn mowers, the leaf blowers. Today I pulled over to get some shade, and then this machine, I don't know what, I was going to take a picture. I go, no, I got to get out of here. I couldn't handle it. It was just, I mean, the guys have those things on their ears to cover up the noise. It's so friggin' loud. It's just always some. Do you see that they blocked out your thing and gave me a choice to like show it or hide it because you said the F word. Okay, we just posted a video on neutrality. Okay, I didn't see that. You just posted it today. Okay, and Jake is saying, right, all gods are led to hell due to their desire. I think God is one of the biggest deceptions. I mean, I know food is, but that's kind of a literal weapon. But the whole God thing, I think people feel like they have to have a need for something outside of themselves to rely on, to fall back on, to pray to just somebody help me. And it's just sad to see that people don't trust in their own selves. They're not, if people could start to realize how powerful they are, break away from some of these things that are keeping them mind controlled, to not believe in their own self, that we can be so powerful. And that's what they're afraid of, us finding this out and coming together like we are. Some of us are coming together, realizing our power, realizing that we can change things, realizing we don't have to be under their friggin' thumbs and control, whatever. And start to, I'm trying to get people to work on their telepathy so we can communicate and we don't have to go through these fuckers, censoring us. And they can't censor us like that. I mean, maybe they can, I don't know. But I think we got a better chance if we can communicate telepathically. So I noticed so far the only person that I can communicate with telepathically now is my grandson, my 17-month-old grandson. I can just look at him and make him laugh, make him question, like I could tell he's responding to my thoughts. I mean, a lot of times I'm just sending him love, but sometimes I do stuff and I make faces at him and I send him these, and he just smiles so big and then he laughs so hard. My daughter said he does not respond to anyone else like he responds to me. And he laughs like a lot, like crazy. He can't talk yet, not, with words. I mean, he says little words. One of his newest words is this, 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 this. Everything's this. So he's real limited with his words, but he knows some things with, he knows his ears and his nose and his stuff. Like he can point to things, but he's not really saying a whole lot of words. So that's his big word right now is this, this. Okay. All right, I got lost here. Yeah, me and Jake are the bookends of our group. Jake is 16, right? Are you 16, Jake? I don't want to make you less than you are. I'm not sure if you're 19 or 16. But I just turned 73 yesterday. So we're the two bookends, and all us in between, that's a big age gap for us. It's not just like we're all like the same age and we onto the same, like it's like amazing. Yeah, I like Jake being there. He's got a lot of good input too. I don't like the word understand. I'm not standing under people. I'm equal to them. Well, I know a lot of people, like Amy says, the inner stand. Maybe we should overstand instead of understand. Be over them. Because you would think that would be more so, because if you're more over it, it seems like you, I don't know. I just feel like I'm so backed up so far. Like people have limited, their sights are limited because they ain't backed up far enough to see like the whole thing. Like they're just seeing a little part of it because they're too close up, too involved in it, and they need to back way the fuck up to see the whole picture. You know, it just makes me laugh sometimes about Matt, at QC, thinking he knows so much when most of what he knows is how important is that some of this stuff, the political stuff that people talk about, the celebrities, the game, the books, the TVs and stuff that's still engaging in the whole realm. It's being part of the machine. So I try to back way up and I try to listen to them and get their perspectives, and but I've been down to a lot of rabbit holes that you realize that they're just distracting you from what's real. Well, Matt does say, about go inside your own self and stuff like that, but he's still focused on all these things outside of himself. So I don't, get it. But I listen to him because I find him entertaining anyway. But and then once in a while he's this perspective, and now he's teaching people how to build um the this perspective, and now he's teaching people how to build um the the stoves, the Russian stoves. I even looked into that myself a couple years ago. Now he's starting to do it, and I think that's a good thing for him to do something practical, like a solution. Because like a couple years ago when I started calling him out and saying, Matt, you're focused on all this stuff. What about solutions? He got triggered by that. He did a whole video because I said that to him in a comment. And he comes on and he says, listen, lady. I can tell he was triggered just by the way he said that. And then he went off and he tried to defend himself and all that shit and whatever. I don't know. Some people say he's a descendant of President McKinley, and that he was in the insurance business. He sold hostage insurance. Can you imagine what kind of, how can you, I just can't see how you can prostitute yourself, I guess. I don't know what word to use, to sell something like hostage insurance. Come on. These people are not really our enemies, that all these wars we've been having. What the hell? Whatever, like, it's just ridiculous. These wars are all, they're all financed by the same evil entities, both sides, and then they get them to fight. So, and they're setting up a civil war again. And I believe that's what the last one was. It's just getting the North against the South kind of deal. And it's just all, set up that way to get people to fight. Now they're doing the whole racial thing. And then they want the whites and the blacks, or the whatever the colors, against just another way to just create war. So the way they're making the whole gun thing, I think they want people to fight for their guns so they can get them and keep them. They want you to think that you can't have them, that they're going to make you fight to get them. So you don't even realize that you're getting guns. So what? So you can kill each other so they don't have to do it. Right? Doesn't that make more sense? That's what they want. Because what good are guns against the evil enemy? You can't shoot the enemy. You can only shoot each other, and that's what they want. And so they got people fighting for that. They're going to have people fighting for the wall to keep them in. When Trump was in, why didn't he put the wall up like he said he was going to do? People that believe in these presidents and stuff like that are just, sorry to drink in your face, but I got to keep drinking my water, especially now that it's so hot out. And Okay, now this one went down again. It's taking me back. Keeps moving back to old parts, and then okay, here we go. Deceptions from Matt. I don't know that he's doing it like on purpose. It just shows his ignorance. I go by what people don't talk about. Like I'll listen to what they do talk about, but they don't. Just like Casey from Enter the Stars, he's totally he's gotten worse. I mean, I love Casey and everything, and he does a lot of work, and he does all those decodes and stuff like that. But the whole religion thing, he's taken over by that, and it's eliminating a lot of people. It's turning into almost like a cult. And I mean, I'm blocked. I don't think it's by him. I just sent him another thing. I was telling him about, he's still talking about 5G. It's already up to 7G. It's been 7G, and he's still talking about it being 5G. He doesn't know the really important parts, and he's so focused on Jesus and, getting saved and waiting for him to come and the whole rapture nonsense and all that stuff, that he's totally out getting left behind. He's just been overtaken. He's like under the mind control. He went for the religious spell, and now he's acting like a cult leader almost. And I feel bad for him because I could see it happening in front of my eye. I've been following him for years. I know what he's talking about. I know how he's been, and it's really getting bad. And now he just recently hooked up with a girl. He married this girl, and he's not aware that he can be set up for these relationships, knowing that they're not gonna work out. Usually they'll get an empath and a narcissist together or something like that. But she seemed like a really nice girl, and she seemed like she had a lot of information. I think that she probably had more real information than he did. So I don't know what caused the actual breakup, but they're not together anymore. He had only been with her for months. He got married. He didn't tell anybody he was going to do it. Now he had to tell everybody that he's not with her anymore. It didn't even last a month. Oh my God. You're in Oklahoma, right, Brandon? Okay, Jake says, right, my friend and his girlfriend took mushrooms together, and they were and still are in a relationship for years. And when they took these shrooms, they had a few good hours of instant telecommunication. He's a souled man. It's okay. Don't judge. Let him be happy. But he's not happy. Well, are you talking about, I don't know, are you talking to me about Casey? I don't know. He's not happy. Well, I'm sure he's hurting. He's just trying not to show it. I don't think he's admitting he's made a mistake. I don't know. It just seemed like, I don't know what actually happened. I'm not going to give my opinion because it's not really judgmental. It's just that because I really like Casey, and I think he's a good person, and I think he wants the best for everybody. But I don't really know what happened there. I just have my guesses. And I'm a therapist, so I can read people pretty well and, don't always believe everything they say. A lot of times it's what they don't say. Oh, Dialectic Truth is here. And he's saying, my wife and I can be very telepathic at times, but when we try to do it consciously, it never works. But when we don't communicate about it, we can always guess what each other is thinking. Well, that's good if you have that kind of a relationship with someone. Okay. Let me see that. Yeah, I don't really say. I just tell him some things that he's like saying wrong. Actually, one of the things that I think that he listened to me or something when I told him about the stay safe spell, he stopped saying it. And when he puts up a premiere, like a re-upload, you could tell at the end it was a re-upload because he says stay safe from back then, but he doesn't say it anymore, so that's a good thing. Because that's like, I don't like hearing it. I don't want to be cursed. So, like, I'm saying that as a sub, as a person that you're directing that at unconsciously. I don't think he's doing it evilly, but the evil has it out there for that. To You notice how everybody's parroting that. They put these downloads and people just say it unconsciously. It's like, that isn't like, they don't realize what they're doing. Let's just put it that way. It's a spell. It's not, it's a curse. And people don't realize that's what they're doing when they do it. Oh, thank you, Brandon. Too bad it got interrupted like that, but I just know now and just don't not to come here anymore, I guess, because I can't handle this light like this. It's just like, can you see how bright it is on me? It's just like glaring on me and it just doesn't feel good. And I'm just really sensitive to the lights. There's even weaponized scent now with these chemicals. Even dryer sheets talks. Yeah, I don't use dryer sheets. I never did. I don't even like handling them at all. And then because I do aromatherapy, I know what a natural smell is versus these perfumes that are lab created chemicals to smell like something else. And that's what the dryer sheets. I don't use anything with like fragrance in it. If it says it's essential oil, then okay. But if it says fragrance, that means it's a chemical. And I know I've been doing aromatherapy for 40 years now, I guess. It's part of my massage now. When I do massage treatments, I use aromatherapy scented massage oil, and I don't just use any oil. This last time I went to get a massage from this, he's Asian. I think he's Chinese, and he does acupuncture and other, reflexology and stuff like that. But he was going to give me a massage. He did some acupuncture for my jaw because I have sort of like a TMJ, and I was getting lockjaw. I'm getting like strangled by this nanotech because Brian 396 told me it can literally choke you because the bands keep tightening and tightening. That's how advanced this tech is that they can use on us. So anyway, he had used on me last time baby oil, and that is not good. That's like mineral oil or something. It's just like industrial oil or something, like using canola oil. I says, and I usually bring my own, and I didn't have it. And I said, do you have something else you could use besides that baby oil? Because I don't want that. And so he came out, he had some other little, like a balm cream type thing. I think it had essential oils in it. And he started to accidentally, I think, use the other stuff just unconsciously, but then he went back and used that. So then the other thing he does is, so I'm like trying to do things to get away from, the screen and the YouTube and stuff. You notice I haven't been coming on as much because I haven't been feeling all that good. So I went and got this treatment. And shoot, I forgot what the point was going to be now. Anyway, one of the other things that it was cold in there, and all he has is just these little sheets that are about 3 feet by 3 feet or something. So they just covered like your torso, but my legs are exposed and everything. I says, do you have a blanket or something I could use to cover up? And so he ends up turning on the table that he has. It literally is like electricity running through the table. It's like, oh shit. It's just like one thing after another. Oh, so then the other thing, I hear the music that was playing in the background, and I go, what is that you have on? Is that like a radio station or something? He goes, no, it's YouTube. It's like There's like no getting away from every friggin' thing that I'm affected by, you know. So I forget what I was going to say, but maybe it'll come back to me after whatever. So I'm just never going to go to this guy again. It was just, there was just so many things that were just wrong about it that I couldn't really relax. I mean, it was just not the best scenario. So I guess I got to find something else. So it's just, I'm just so picky about everything because I know too much. Okay. Yeah, it is hard to survive if you don't have the correct knowledge because I don't know. And then I'm sure I get made fun of, and people will probably rolling their eyes because, I just say something to help people. Like there's this lady on YouTube that I was following that she just does like nature videos. She goes for walks and the birds and identifies the flowers and stuff like that. And then she just, I guess can't help people that have cancer, even though I'm in the healing arts and I can help people overcome it because they don't even know what the hell cancer is. They just believe they're doctors. And I mentioned something to her to try to do something, and she just went off on me. She got so triggered. She said, "Get over yourself." It was like, holy shit. And meanwhile, my heart was going out to her. I was talking to her like an empath, and she reacted so violently. I couldn't believe it was even her. So I just unsubbed. So I've been unsubbing to a lot of channels. It's just a waste of time because if they don't have any information for me, then I don't want to be there. Occasionally, I do have a couple that I just go for, like entertainment, like comedians and, odd little things, artists and stuff like that. But I like to be able to learn and come away with something, and it's getting to be less and less all the time. Right. We can't get away from the technologies. That's also what Lookout for Charlie has said before. Even in remote wilderness, the frequencies are able to directly affect us. I know that's scary to think about that. Like you're living on a nice, like secluded farm somewhere away from the city, but you could still be at effect. But I mean, I do feel more uncomfortable when I'm in a city environment. Like I couldn't, like my daughter lives in Vancouver, BC. It's like I could never live there ever. I mean, I lived in Canada for 6 years, but it was on a remote island. But before this stuff all hit and everything, it was back in the 90s. So, yep, it's about awareness. Yeah, the whole thing. But I just can't even imagine being in a 15-minute city. That's got to be, I would probably feel so uncomfortable with all the frequencies and everything. And you got to know that if, like in your area, have you noticed any of how they put in, at least they did around here, and I know other people have said it's like where they are too, is these roundabouts, which I believe are being put in there to keep people from escaping, like they can't get away. Like, and they can stop you and say, "Papers, please." We're moving right into that whole scenario there. City is a bloodbath. So I'm near Seattle and Port. I'm kind of I'm almost a couple hours away from Seattle, but I think some event is going to happen in Seattle. Some people were talking about the Seattle thing, like Jurassic Liars and stuff like that. I don't like listen to him at all anymore, but I do think something might happen there, and I think it will be involved with the space and maybe Elvis. I don't know, but and Trump, the whole head wound shit like that, because other people are talking about it. So something like, I guess Trump will probably get. I don't know if it's probably gonna be like a fake assassination attempt, and then they're gonna make him look like some messiah, and then he's gonna rise from the dead 3 days later from his head wound, and they'll make it into a production. So there's going to be something. I don't know if it's going to be some kind of alien invasion, fake alien invasion, or like a fake rapture type thing or something like that. But it just feels like they're planning something. I'm just not sure when they're going to pull it off. But it feels like it's getting closer. And I think something will happen by next year, 2025. That's my guess. We were talking the other day, maybe it possibly being 2027, but I don't know if they. I really think that maybe the 2025 thing. If you're going to go by the numbers, that adds up to a 9, like a completion number that they're all into, like their numbers and the shit they do and all their coding and everything. But I think a lot of people put too much emphasis on the gematria, which is, to me, I bet it, it's got to be like fake gematria. They're going to give you their real gematria, their numerology and stuff like that. They're not going to let us be privy to that. Just like the astrology and all that stuff. This, like, I believe more in Lolita's form of astrology than this Western astrology that I think it's just bullshit. Sorry. But that's me. The Electric Truth says all cities are basically 15 minutes now. I'm in South Africa. Oh, wow. I didn't know that's where you were. And when I see some of the U.S. states, I find it hard to believe I'm in third world. This place is crazy, but all right, you can't really say all cities. I think it's the biggest cities. And maybe there's certain cities that are on a certain parallel, like the 33rd parallel or 40 degree power, somewhere in how they have their grid system all set up. So I think it's going to be more like the major cities. Like I'm in a really small town. So this is not going to be a 15-minute city. There's just no way. I mean, I guess you could consider it a small city, but it's just a town, really, what I would call a town. Now, Seattle is like the closest big city to here. Bellingham's in between. Bellingham's like 20 minutes from here, and that's a small city. I mean, especially compared to Seattle, but it's way bigger than here. But it's still a city. That could be a 15-minute city, but not where I'm at. Not that I plan on staying here, but I'm stuck here until I get another vehicle. I'm going to have to put up a GoFundMe or something because I don't know if it's only going to get hotter. This is just the beginning of July. We got July and August and September. It's going to be so friggin' hot. I got to get something before it gets so hot. Because I'm not running air conditioning in there because I don't have electricity. The generator I have is broken. I mean, that's something he did tell me when I got it, and then I find out they're over $2,000 and even like $4,000 or something for these generators. So I don't have a working generator. So I'm screwed in that department. So and it's going to be like, I'm kind of spoiled having an RV because I can stand up in it, but I'm looking for trying to find like a full-size cargo van, probably in 90s. I don't want a newer one with the kill switches and all that stuff. I mean, it's bad enough. I'm sure they have shit they can do remotely to you, no matter where you are. But I think I have a better chance in an older vehicle than I wish I would have kept my 1994 Cadillac, because this year it became a classic. It was 30 years old. I got only $300 for that car because they had to come tow it away. They said, well, here, we'll give you $300. It cost more than that for a part for a car, for one part. And they took my whole Caddy that it was in good shape. It wasn't dented. I repaired replaced the hood and the radiator because we hit a deer, but that thing's like a tank and we didn't get hurt or anything. And I had no mechanical problems at all with that thing. I miss it so much. I mean, it was, like a huge trunk. I could fit so much things. You could put half a dozen Mexicans in that trunk. I'm telling you, it was so big. Really. It was like an inch or two short this way because I slept in the back seat. So my I had to sleep on an angle because my feet didn't hit the door and the handles, the armrests. I need to see the links on what? You need to see the links I have on whatever. I don't know what you're talking about, but what links? You know of Benedictine the Truth. Oh, you're talking to her. I don't know about it. I think he is also in South Africa. Oh, I see. Okay, you're asking that. South Africa. I have a friend in West Africa. He wants me to go there. Like I could live in West Africa, like as hot as it is. And I'm super white and he's super black. And I'm sure if he thought he could come here, but it ain't gonna happen. But if he lived here, he would probably get lighter and lighter. The melatonin in his skin would not the melatonin, the melanin in his skin would start to lighten up, being in a northern climate, just as I would tan and I would get darker. But I don't think I could never handle that heat. I can't even handle the heat here. How could I do that? So I don't know if I could even survive in Costa Rica if I found my friend that owns the island in Costa Rica where I could probably have my healing center. But that would be just another attachment to this world when I'm trying to detach from it. So I got to give up on that idea of having a healing center and helping people and stuff. If I'm trying to, get out of this, I got to just keep cutting ties and ties and ties. And my last one will be my daughter and my grandson that keep me attached to this world. And for those of you that, I was thinking about this, how how like you're saying, most of the people that talk about, not bringing children in the world, I wouldn't now, but you can't shame people for having done it 30 some years ago, like they did. This one guy that I saw was at your channel, Infinity, that was doing that, like, because I said something like that about it. Like, if people don't, if they're going to condemn me for this, it's not fair. That would be like me condemning all you guys for being circumcised. That you can't like just shame people like that. It's just like, that's one thing my daughter did not do for her baby. Even though his dad is circumcised, they decided not to do it. So kudos to her for not doing that, except for the fact that she's fucking jabbing him, though, which breaks my heart. But what can I do? I mean, I try to give her information and tell her how people are saying that they wish they hadn't, or, whatever, but she is. But that's not fair to do. And that person who came down on me, these are usually men that don't have children that can so fervently say this to us women who have had it. Lolita has a child too. Her daughter's like 25 years old. My daughter's 33. So I think sort of like Lolita, like we wouldn't do it now, but we didn't know better back then. So it's not really fair to shame the women who have children. If you had a child, you probably would know what I mean. Like, what's his name knows. He's got 3 children. And like, we're prepared to detach from them to, cut loose and everything. But you can't really like shame people for having done it when they didn't know any better than back then. So I hope nobody comes at me because of that. It's just not fair. Yeah, everything's a friggin' script, huh? Okay, Infinity Quarters is saying the digital currency being mandatory are coming in the next 10 to 22 months, along with biometrics like eye scanning. I'm not going to tolerate the world the way it's going towards. Now, how do you know this? Is this something that's coming to you? Or are you getting this information from somewhere else, like reliable? I mean, I know this is all in the works, and some of it's even already here, right? So, and you could see it leading to that, like people still defending the crypto and all that stuff. Now, that's something else I avoided. I don't know anything about it. I don't want to know anything about it. Um, what are you talking about here, Brandon? About we should do a live stream via Zoom, all conceptualized for us. Well, you're already doing that. Do you mean something different by that? I don't understand that. When do you mean doing that? I'm not sure. I'm missing something here. We're doing a live stream right now, but I don't know what you're referring to. The Electric Truth says, I have 2 kids, 7 and 9 years old. Only thing that keeps me anchored to this world. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That does keep me, and I know that. I'm aware of that. Like, I'm trying to cut loose of all these ties, addictions, attachments, possessions. We're being possessed by things. But that's going to be my last ties. Like I said, my daughter and my grandson are, that's where my joy that I experience. I'm not going to cut them loose now, but, I'm sure with what they have planned, they're going to make all the families cut their ties. And I mean, I don't look forward to that. But that's what I have to look forward to right now, is see my grandson again. That gives me something to look forward to while I'm stuck here and I can't get out of this until such time that I can, be gone. So I don't know if it's a matter of, like I'm trying to cut loose of the food. If we should not have to even eat. People don't realize. So food is a total addiction. I don't care even what kind of food it is. I'm down to the most natural foods, like meat. Like I get my meat from ranchers that grow the animals. I don't go through these, whatever, they're impossible fake meat shit. I don't buy eggs at the super stupid market, I call it. I don't, the polymers in those commercial eggs, I mean, the egg whites are polymers from the commercial. Now, I get them from a farm. I get duck eggs mostly. And my friend, I just gave him a big bag of cayenne, like really hot cayenne, and he's going to feed that to his chickens. They like it. It's amazing. And then we're going to try to see if the yolk doesn't start to be more orange from the cayenne that they love. So, do you have to pay for the Zoom? I don't understand what that means. I know you have to pay for StreamYard, right? I don't understand what you're saying. Zoom so that we can all chip in. Do you have to pay for that, Brandon, to do the Zoom thing? I didn't think so. I don't know. I just thought it would help. If not, no, I don't know what you're referring to here. You're already doing the Zoom meetings. Is there some other thing going on that I don't know about? So yeah, at some point we all have to say no, and all the people that are consenting are fucking it up for all of us. Just voting right there, that's giving your consent. When you vote, you're consenting to what's going on. When everything you spend money on, you're consenting. You're consenting to whatever you buy with your money. Like if there's some evil in it, by paying for it, you are giving consent for it. It's just such trickery and deceit. Oh, I didn't know you had to pay for Zoom. I never knew that. Okay. Jake says, even though it's highlighted out, can you see it on your end where it's giving me the option to show it or hide it on your message is being held for review. Jake, can you see it? So I'm going to show it right now. I'm giving permission to show it because it has fucked in the word. That's fucked, but a Zoom stream right now would be cool with me. You mean like just go from here to a Zoom meeting now? I'm not sure what started that talk and what you were getting at. So we could all talk to each other right now? The people that are here? I mean, I'm okay with that. I just don't know what you were talking about. To get past 40 minutes, I have to pay for them. It was suggesting we could do a Zoom right now. Oh, okay. If you want to. So everybody in here would just go over to the Zoom. I don't know how I would do it. I'm on a computer, like a different, I usually use my iPad. And I was already having problems getting in, even with my iPad that I know how to operate. This thing, I don't use it all that much. It's like more like a desktop replacement. It is a laptop, but it is so heavy and it's really big. It's a Cosmio from Toshiba that when they first came out, they were like $3,000. And I don't know if it would be a problem on here to, do I have to have the Zoom app? I don't know how to, I'm a tech tard, so I don't know how to do all, because I've avoided the tech all my life too, because I knew it was evil. Inherently, I knew it. How I knew it, I don't know, but my intuition and my inner knowing and my clairsentience told me that it is evil. And it just, at first it didn't come to me as necessarily evil, but I just knew to avoid it for whatever reason. And then it shows itself why I felt that way for so long. Yeah, voting is consent. Whenever you vote for whatever one of the evils you vote for, you're giving consent for them to fucking do that fuckery on us. I mean, look at the choices they're giving us anyway. No matter what choice they gave us, whether, it's any of these two bozos or any of the other clowns, DeSantis or Newscum or whatever, they, fucking camel toe, all these, just the whole political realm is a joke. Anybody that falls for that's another friggin' big deception cult, whatever. And then they got everybody fighting. I can't believe Trump is bad enough, but people really believe that Joe Biden is a fucking real person. Come on. If you can't tell that's not an act being played by different actors, that's not a real person. My gut tells me he's dead. He ain't even here. And then I was reading about, they put that allegedly the inauguration ceremonies was actually they did a tribunal for his death. I don't know. So, okay, we can do a poll. How about I can do a poll? I can do that much. We'll take a poll and see how many people want to go do it. And then if I can't get on it right away on this device that I have here, I'll have to go get my my iPad or whatever I have to do, and then I'll just be a little late or something. Let me see. If other people don't want to do it, but this is a way for people who are here that are maybe interested in our Zoom panel that we started like a month or so ago, right? Is that how long it's been, Brandon? About a month that we started. It's probably been a little over, maybe. Yeah, how is it there's only 80-year-olds running for president? Yeah, sure. that they should be dead. And I honestly think that Trump is a woman, man. That person or entity, whatever it is shaped like a woman. That Do you ever see him golfing? Look at those hips. He's got all these female markers. You know, you guys, I don't know if you know anatomy and you could pick this up, but there's some weirdness going on. Now, I don't know what it is, but all the leaders have these feminine qualities. Look at Kim Jong. Look at Justine Trudeau. Look at that. That's not a man. That ain't no man. Come on. It's supposed to be, I don't know if it's Castro's son. I call him Justine Castro. Okay, where is the button I do this for? Did I eliminate it when I did the pop out thing here? Okay, up here. Now, I've done this before, so I don't know why I'm not seeing it. We popped out. Restore chat. Oh, no. Now it's not going to let me. Okay, here, wait. It's not doing the... I can't see the poll thing. Shoot. I've done it before. So I don't... And I put it back to the regular chat. Why isn't... Jared said, why isn't there 250 different political parties to choose from? 2 parties and maybe a third is all we get to choose from. You know, the lesser of 2 evils is still friggin' evil. So why do people fall for that? They feel like they have to, or they're... Casting a vote is participating in a spell. Plus, what do they call them? Polling booths. You go there to get polled. They want to get their get the pulse of the people to see what they're thinking and which direction they're going, so they know what angle to come at them from. They're literally polls. Your vote don't mean shit. You're giving them consent that means nothing for evil people. That it's just so idiotic. I can't believe people can't see this. Yeah, see, you see that Trump is like female. Okay, for one thing, high cheekbones is a male trait. They have people thinking that's a female thing to have high cheekbones. So a lot of these fashion models, like Victoria's Secret, you know what the secret is? These are all men. These are tall, thin men with high cheekbones. And a lot of them, they probably can get their jaw shaved down and stuff like that, and their nose fixed and all that. But there's certain things you cannot change. You can't change their square shoulders, or like that. I'm talking about men turning into women. But in this case, like with Trump, it's the other way around. And they have, like, a good way to see them is when you see the couple together. Like with Trump and Melania together, her neck is like a fucking giraffe, and his is like down in here, and he's just got all the female traits. He's got like short arms, like the T-Rex arms and stuff, like soft skin. And the Adam's apple, yeah, the whole trachea, because they can get a shave, they can shave that down, but they can't change their whole neck, and like their trachea sticks out like this. Like they may not have an Adam apple, but sometimes you could see how thick that trachea is in there. I studied a lot of anatomy as a massage therapist and as an artist. So we had to know, and I did anatomy for artists. So you knew the underlying structures, the way the muscles lay that create the highlights or the lowlights, and, indentations and all that stuff, the way the body forms over itself. It's a pretty intricate machine, considering, if we're robots, that the things that go on in our bodies, there's a lot of different things that happen. Okay, Jake is saying that's so funny. He is probably a female in this inverted realm, but it's so funny because these red pill guys on the internet kiss his ass, kiss because he's so masculine. Who are you talking about? You can't be talking about Trump. He ain't masculine. A lot of them. But if you put them with their mate, they're all bearded. They got their beards to make it look normal, make it look like a normal couple. But you see, even all these celebrities too. The woman's almost always taller than the man, has the longer neck, has the like you could tell the man's shoulders will be very square. So if a woman has square shoulders and has a straight across clavicle, that's a dead giveaway right there, because you can't really change that all too much. It's the skeleton is what gives it away. And sometimes the gait, that they have, like the way they walk, like the feet going in or the feet going straight or out. There's the lady that was Googling me now. Now she's like smiling. She keeps looking in because I caught her looking, and she smiles. Okay, I was going to try to do that, Brandon, but I cannot. Now, why can't I find the poll thing? Unless it's not on here. I've done it before, though. Unless I was doing it on my, let me see down here. Oh, here it is. I found it. Okay. There's a question and answer thing we could do sometimes, but for right now, I'm going to do the poll. And let's see. Do you want to do a Zoom panel? So if you're interested in doing this Zoom panel, just vote yes or no, and then we'll just see where it goes. Okay? Let me know if it shows up. So, okay, is it up? It's up for me. Okay, so far it's 50-50. It looks like yes is coming. Now, why can't I see the whole thing? Shit, how do I get this down? Now, there might be some people in here, Brandon, that don't really know what we've been talking about, and I don't know how on board they are with that, if they're, but we can see how it goes. And then for those that do like it or whatever, that format and everything, and if they want to come back, they know where to go, they're familiar with it, but no one's obligated to do it. And it's probably time for me to get out of here pretty soon anyway. So far we're at 57% yes. Shit, why won't it? It's only showing me the yes. It's not showing me anything else, so I don't know what the hell. Okay, so you're going to post the link in here in the chat? Or where are you posting the link? Are you posting the link under the video in the comments? I don't know if that would, if it doesn't go up in this one, you could put it in the other one that I did earlier. If it posted, I don't even know what happened to that video. The beginning that I started here that got cut off, where everything got shut down because fucking people are fucking rude and they just do whatever the fuck they want. Bitch. Sorry, I don't usually talk like that about people, but that was fucking rude. On your community tab. Okay, you got to say that and be more clear. I thought you said you were going to. Okay, you could also post it there, and then I don't, if you could see if the video that I got cut off, if that posted, put it there, and if not, put it on the last live or something. I don't know. Can you post it in here? Like right now? Can it go up? It won't let you post here. Okay. Trying to use an older computer laptop is real hell. And especially for me, because I'm a tech chart, so I don't know intuitively what to do with it, how to find stuff. So yeah, really. We got to let it out somehow because otherwise we internalize it and that's just going to literally eat us alive. So I always try to encourage people to laugh though, because we don't want to just keep harboring all these negative feelings, anger and resentment and fear, all the, stuff that they feast on. Like, I think if we get it out and then laugh about it, then we're better off. I think that's more healing and more satisfying. I feel good when I laugh about stupid shit that people, stuff that normally frustrates me. I try to laugh it off, and I'm not like pretending it's not there. It's not like I'm ignoring my feelings, and because that can really cause you to act it out in weird ways and internalize it and hurt yourself. So I don't want to do that, but I always encourage people to laugh and smile and, like I say stay smiling instead of stay safe because that's a fear that sets fear into you. What do I need to be safe from? When people say that to me, I go, like what? The boogeyman? Is he going to get me? I like make fun of them telling me to be safe so that they get the message. I don't want to hear that. So I literally make fun of them so they won't say it to me again. I'm not a person that goes along to get along. Sorry. The other day, my friend, okay, she has a friend that came over to her house when I was there before, and she started talking about some bullshit. I forget what it was. And I responded to her and I told her my thoughts or feelings about what it was she was talking, and I knew it was something she was being deceived about, but she didn't want to hear about it. So I guess after I left, it was like a big deal that I said what I said, and I don't lie, and I say things to be truthful and honest to help and educate people and wake them up to shit that they don't realize is going on, and I don't know what it was I said, but my friend wanted me to literally lie to her and like take back what I said and all that shit. I said no, I ain't doing it. I ain't gonna do it. I'm sorry. I mean, I could tell. I could tell her I'm sorry that she got offended by it. That it's, I didn't mean to like hurt her or be mean to her. And that's what I did say to her. I says, I'm sorry if I said something that you didn't like, but So, and then she felt better because I did. But my friend literally wanted me to lie to her, and I said, I ain't doing it. I will lose my friendship over that, something like that, because I will not go against myself and my principles and lie to somebody just to get along with somebody. It's fuck. I don't want your friendship if I have to do that all the time. And I was willing to lose both of them. One of them's my good friend, and the other one's, she's sort of a friend, but she's more of an acquaintance to my friend. So it's like, sorry, I ain't going to do it. She didn't know what to do because she was in the middle. It was her place, and we're both her friends, and she wants everybody to get along. But that tells me a lot about her, that she's a fucking liar. She will say anything to save face or to keep the peace or whatever. And I don't need friends like that. I'd rather be alone than have a bunch of phony fucking friends. Sorry, that's just how I am. Okay, sorry, Charlie. What's up? Um, oh shoot, I can't read again because I took it off the. Shoot, where is it? Okay. Stay safe. Regurgitating the narrative. I tell people not to say that to me. Yeah, I tell them too. It's like, no. You can imagine what I'm like around these Christian people where I go to this church they offer showers and food where I was cooking and I stopped the cooking because it's like, no, not going to do it anymore. Sorry. So now people are just bringing odd and not, as good as I was cooking for them. But I'm not an ass kisser. They know kind of now that I ain't going along for this. They asked me if they could pray over me, and I go, no, thank you. Keep your praying to yourself. Okay, so what do we got? We got 57%. Is that the end of it? I can't see the top part of this, so I don't know what to make of this. It's not giving me the no side. It's just saying yes. So what does it say on the poll? Brandon, do you want to go, Ray? Do you want to try to come to the panel? You'd probably like it. I think most of the people here would, we could just continue what we're talking about, but he has his whiteboard that he can do some of his diagrams of what he's talking about. Just don't get too far out there, Brandon. We don't want to lose people here. But most people that come to my channel know that this ain't a bullshit channel. I'm not monetized. I'm not even at 1,000 subs yet, which I should have been a long time ago, but I don't expect it to because of the stuff that I'm talking about. I can't really expect that. And even when I do get to 1,000, I don't even want to be monetized. I do not want to prostitute myself for fucking YouTube. They can keep their friggin' money. I don't want it. I am not that kind of a whore. Not any kind of a whore, I don't think. I hope not. Okay, so if you want to do it, what are we doing here, Brandon? Do you want me to shut it down? And does everybody know where to go to his channel? Is he even still here? Okay, it's Journey Points Home is his YouTube channel. Then when you get into his channel, go to the community tab and click. He'll have the link to join the Zoom meeting, and you just click on that. Now a couple of times I've had to write down the password code to get in. So I hope it's not hard for people to get in because they are not wanting us to come together. So I don't know if it's ScrewTube doing something that's keeping it, or where the problem is coming from, that sometimes I breeze right in and then other times it's really difficult to get in. So, I mean, I had to type something on his channel in the reply for him to send me the thing to get in. So I hope it doesn't do that to everybody else. So we should try it. Whoa, what happened? Okay. So I guess I'm going to shut it down, and I'll see you over in the Zoom panel meeting. So I hope you guys come. Whoever's still left here wants to come. So, all right, I'm going to close the poll. So the poll made it into over the 50% mark. So we'll do it like that. So I'm going to say goodbye and see you guys over there. And if you don't come, I'll see you next time when I do my live again. And hope everybody is happy and healthy and stay smiling. Bye. Okay, where'd it go?